In the shadow of Chester's ancient walls, where the River Dee winds like a silver thread through the medieval city, a tale of love and defiance was born in the autumn of 1327. The city, with its sandstone ramparts and bustling markets, was a stronghold of order under the iron hand of Mayor Baldwin de Frodsham. Baldwin, a widower of stern countenance and sterner ambition, ruled Chester with the precision of a merchant balancing his ledgers. His pride was his only child, Alys, a young woman of 17 whose beauty, golden hair, eyes like summer skies, and a laugh that danced on the wind drew suitors from across the shire. But Baldwin had plans for Alys, plans that did not include her heart's desires. Alys was betrothed to Lord Luke de Tony, a nobleman from a powerful Cheshire family. Luke was tall, with a hawkish face and a smile that never reached his eyes. His wealth and lineage promised Baldwin alliances and influence, sealing Chester's prominence in the region. To Alys, however, Luke was a cage, polished but cold, his courtship more a transaction than a romance. Her heart belonged elsewhere, to a Welshman named Rhys ap Maddock, a bard and horse trader from the wild hills beyond the border. Rhys was no lord, but his voice could weave magic, his dark eyes held laughter, and his touch set Alys's soul alight. Their love, kindled in secret at Chester's fairs where Rhys sold his ponies, was a fire Baldwin would never allow to burn. The mayor's household buzzed with preparations for the betrothal feast set for the harvest moon. Alys, clad in silks she despised, moved through her duties with a quiet rebellion brewing in her chest. She met Rhys in stolen moments, at the edge of the market, in the shadow of the cathedral, whispering plans to defy her father. "I'll not wed Luke," she vowed, her hand clasped in Rhys's calloused one. "But how can we escape? The walls are watched, the gates barred." Rhys, ever bold, kissed her fiercely. "Trust me, we'll find a way." The chance came on a crisp afternoon when Luke, eager to impress Alys, suggested a game in the mayor's orchard, a walled garden nestled against Chester's southern ramparts. The orchard was a haven of gnarled apple trees and late-blooming roses, its air heavy with the scent of fruit and earth. Luke, dressed in fine velvet, proposed a playful wager. They would toss a leather ball, and the loser would owe a forfeit. Alys, her mind racing, saw her moment. She agreed, her smile masking the resolve in her heart. The game began with laughter, the ball arcing through the air as Luke boasted of his prowess. Alys, nimble and deliberate, let her throws falter, feigning clumsiness. On her final toss, she hurled the ball high, watching it sail over the orchard's low wall and vanish into the tangled undergrowth near the city rampart. Luke, oblivious to her intent, cursed good-naturedly. "You've lost it, my lady. I'll have my forfeit yet." Alys, her voice light but her pulse thundering, pointed to the thicket. "Find the ball, my lord, and name your prize." Luke, eager to prove himself, strode toward the wall, parting brambles with his dagger. Alys lingered, her eyes darting to a forgotten corner of the orchard where ivy clung to the rampart's base. There, hidden beneath the foliage, was a tiny gate, a relic of older days, barely wide enough for a child, used long ago by monks to slip to the river. Alys had discovered it years before, a secret she'd shared with Rhys. As Luke rummaged in the undergrowth, cursing thorns, Alys moved swiftly. She knelt, tore away the ivy, and pushed at the gate's rusted hinges. It groaned but yielded, revealing a narrow passage to the riverbank beyond. Her heart pounded as she glanced back. Luke was still searching, his back turned. Alys slipped through the gate, her gown catching on the stone. She tugged it free and ran, her slippers sinking into the muddy bank. Waiting in the reeds, his face alight with triumph, was Rhys. His horse, a sturdy bay mare named Seren, snorted softly, saddled for two. "Quick, Cariad," Rhys whispered, pulling Alys into his arms. She climbed behind him, her arms circling his waist, and Seren surged forward, hooves drumming as they galloped west toward the Welsh hills. Back in the orchard, Luke's search grew frantic. He found the ball, nestled in a briar, but Alys was gone. He called her name, his voice rising to a shout, but the orchard was empty. Suspicion dawned as he spotted the disturbed ivy and the gate's faint outline. He bellowed for the guards, but by the time they forced the gate open, Alys and Rhys were a distant blur, swallowed by the borderland's rolling mists. Chester erupted in uproar. Baldwin, his face purple with rage, dispatched riders to scour the countryside. But the Welsh hills were a labyrinth, and Rhys knew them as well as his own songs. The mayor's men returned empty-handed, their horses lathered, their pride bruised. Baldwin, humiliated before his peers, declared Alys disowned, her name struck from his house. Luke, spurned and furious, swore vengeance, but found no trace of the lovers. The tiny gate, now infamous, was sealed with iron and mortar, its key cast into the D. "No one will mock Chester's walls again," Baldwin vowed, though his voice trembled with loss. Alys and Rhys, free in the wilds of Wales, built a life far from Chester's shadow. Rhys sang ballads of their escape, his harp weaving Alys's courage into legend. She learned the Welsh tongue, tended their small farm, and bore 2 daughters, each with her mother's golden hair. The lovers never returned to Chester, but their story did, carried by troubadours and etched into a ballad that echoed through the centuries. In Chester's walls, where roses bloom, a mayor's daughter met her doom. Through gates so small, with love she fled, to Welshmen's arms, where freedom led. The sealed gate, known as Alys's door, became a whispered secret among Chester's youth. Lovers would leave tokens, ribbons, carved stones, beneath the ivy, praying for courage to follow their hearts. The orchard, though long since paved over, lingered in the city's memory, its roses a symbol of defiance. And on quiet nights, when the D murmured low, some swore they heard a woman's laugh or the faint hoofbeats of a horse, carrying Alys and Rhys forever beyond the walls. Many thanks for treading this tale's dark path. If its chill gripped you, follow, subscribe, and comment below.